Hey folks, time for another part of Blackwood chapter for Elder Scrolls. Was tempted to go with the Necromancer originally, but Sorcerer was my original character to get to 50, so... Alright. Last time I unlocked both companions, so we have those now. Gonna go with Miri to start with, and we'll get started on the main storyline. So we have a deadly secret, which is finding Counselor Jurek. Two locations in the zone on the map. God, I gotta go back and clear out some of my other quests at some point too. Alright. Anything, fitness. I can wait to spend that. Inside the town of Leowin. Not sure if it's a town or a city. Probably closer to a city. Oh, two places aren't that far off. That's kind of nice. We'll go out the other side and search along the river. Nice. And I can pick up other quests. Free the Great Chapel. Food, drink, and lodging. Okay. Gives us an overview of the area. City is the Ivory Horse. Oh, fair enough. What are you? Ooh, antiquarian quest. How much room do I have in my class? I still got 7 spots. Perfect. Any other immediate quests nearby? Oh. Where are you? There's a way shrine over here. So check. Hey, there is one in the city. Nice. I wasn't sure if they just leave it outside or not. You look like you have a quest inside. Not. Oh, you weren't inside, you were on the side of the building. There. For hire enlightenment. Troubles plaguing the people of Blackwood. There's adventurers in pursuit of golden clock. When the Chamber of Legate has a job for you. See Savantus. Alright. Another quest over here.
Would you care to help a friend receive a blessing?
Want to prove yourself?
Literally right behind me. Alright.
So many new faces in the city. Are you here about the notice? We can use the help. If you need work and aren't concerned about risks, then we should talk. As a representative of Leowin, I can assure you that this is all above board.
Yeah, even if it isn't, who cares?
Oh no, not me personally. I work for Leowin's Chamber of Legates. These days, I'm more of an administrator. Have been since the time of the Longhouse Emperors. Speak to Dedum Joss or Britta Silenus. They hire adventurers for dangerous jobs on a daily basis. Curiosity with a dash of prudence. Good qualities for an adventurer. Usually that means you'll live longer. All right, what do you want to know?
Not wrong.
Dedum Joss represents business interests in Leowin that are willing to pay for an adventurer's help. These involve acquiring items or gathering components from specific locations. A single adventurer can usually handle these tasks. Terrible monsters lurk in the wilds, threatening the good folk of Blackwood. They're too much for the Leowin militia, so Britta Silenus is recruiting heroes to help. These foes are tough. You will need a group of adventurers to defeat them.
We'll see about that.
If you prefer to work alone, see Dedum Joss. He's got odd tasks, but they pay well. If you're interested in group tasks, talk to Britta Silenus. Group work is dangerous. Bring friends. Here's a... Remember, see Dedum Joss for jobs you can handle on your own, or Britta Silenus for jobs that require groups of heroes. That's right. The Legates don't want to leave these problems to fester, and someone has to organize things. Back in the days of the Longhouse Emperors, I took up a sword and handled things myself. Nowadays I do the paperwork and recruit help. You know, the Reachman Emperors. They ruled the Empire for decades. Old Morikar kept mercenaries like me busy, but I suppose their days come and gone. I kept my job here because I knew where we kept the supplies, and hid some bodies. They're the ruling body of Leowin. When things fell apart in Cyrodiil, local officials stepped up. Although I wouldn't call Councillor Leviticus a local official. He used to sit on the Elder Council. Strange times we live in, eh?
Well, I'll see if I can fix that up. Settings, audio. Dialogue volume at 100. Let's lower the music slightly. Try that. Dedum!
Ah, hello, adventurer. I have need of someone with your kind of mettle. It's dangerous work, but there is a reward if you're so inclined. What do you say? My good friend Leric Firianelli has been having such bad luck of late. He is in desperate need of a blessing, but he detests anything that smells of religion. I need someone he will not suspect to surprise him with a proper Argonian blessing. I need someone to venture into the ruins of Unok and gather Toxicodor petals, bog dog dung, and deathhopper bile. Mix all of those into a solution and use it to bless Leric. That should change his luck from bad to good. I will pay, of course.
That really does not sound like a blessing.
Be careful out there, friend. More than one adventurer has underestimated the dangers of Blackwood. I thought you might ask. These are the components for a traditional Argonian blessing. Gather and mix them together, then douse Leric with a concoction. Argonian Niswo have been prescribing this to combat bad luck since the first egg hatched. All kinds of things. I specialize in work that a single adventurer could accomplish, given enough metal. Beyond...
I'll pick up the group one as well.
Want to prove yourself? Put your skills to good use in the service of Blackwood. You'll be well rewarded from Leowin's vaults if you come back victorious.
Hoping I can find one of the portals to the Deadlands, because I really want to try one of those out.
There's a Minotaur causing trouble in the woods south of Fort Blueblood. They call the brute Broomkoska, but it's only half of the problem. We think that recent archaeological work drew the monster to the area, and may draw more of its kind. Most likely, the scholars dug up some sort of cursed heirloom. Minotaurs are often drawn to things like that. So when you deal with a Minotaur, make sure you collect any unearthed heirlooms or curios you find. I'll make it worth your while. Never fear. The Chamber of Legates pays its debts. The vaults of Leowin are deep, and we have gold to spare for people who can take care of trouble for us. A fair question. I'll hire anyone who looks like they know which end of a sword to hold. It's my job to match up adventurers like yourself and big problems that need solving. Specifically, problems that require a group of adventurers to handle. The wilds can be dangerous in the best of times, but things have gotten worse of late. With all Blackwood's troubles, the Ivory Brigade can't spare many brigadines to keep the roads safe and the monsters in check, so we hire mercenaries. Several days ago, a huge Minotaur attacked a party of scholars examining old ruins near Fort Blueblood. Only one lived long enough to tell her tale to a passing traveler. She died with the monster's name on her lips, Broomkoska.
Yeah, that's a heartwarming story. Right.
A long-lost shrine that was once dedicated to the demigod Mora House, the Man-Bull. It's said that Mora House was the father of all Minotaurs, so I suppose I'm not surprised that people digging around in one of his old shrines angered Broomkoska.
Shocking.
Wouldn't get too close if I were you, friend. Apparently my run of bad luck is contagious. No one wants to come near me until this dark cloud is lifted. A lot of rubbish, I say. My luck will turn. You talked to Dietm Joss, haven't you? Look, so I'm having a few turns of bad fortune. Everybody does from time to time. Sure, I lost the ring my father gave me, and my lover decided to run off with a House of Reveries performer. I'll bounce back. I also lost a lot of gold playing dice in the back alley, and I was fired from my job at the stables. Oh, and I stepped in a divot and twisted my knee. Not to mention I burned my tongue on the stew that so-called chef serves at the inn. It's been a week.
Yeah, right. Mr. You. Join a guild. I'm in a guild.
Have you seen the note? If you seek companions for your adventuring, look no further. This... Ah, of course. These listings are where other adventurers, much like yourself, can declare their interest. Those of a similar proclivity.
Oh, it's just for creating guilds. Alright. It's the first time I've actually seen that. Nice. I like that they actually put that in
Have you had the
directly in
chance
the
to
game.
review the guild listings, friend? Wonderful! This one hopes you found something that interests you. Too often, this harsh world becomes isolating. Finding companions can make it bearable, This one is quite pleased you stopped by, and hopes that you find it. The listings are a
Get that out of my journal. Right, that's a delve. Let's go do the main quest. Oops, another quest over here.
I open my claws in humility, Wanderer. Please, stay to hear my story. Have you heard of the Soulzon tribe? Vicious and unrelenting, they wander to the swamps, attacking any they find. Now, they've fallen upon my home in Rock Grove. A horde of those impure Limphins raided the old city and seized the Zanmir. They captured so many of my kin, or returned them to darkness. Their purpose hides from us, but our Stone Talker claims he recognized their leader, Basse. With a stiff tail and bared abdomen, I beg for your aid. Please, gather a force of your strongest allies, travel to Rock Grove, and drive out the Soulzon. Defend what is left of my tribe, and they will surely reward you. My gratitude fills every pond in the marshes. Perhaps with your aid, what remains of my home can be salvaged. Rock Grove, we heard rumors of Soulzon crawling through the marsh, but thought perhaps they might spare us. Foolish. The attack was swift and ruthless. Our warriors held them off, while some escaped and rallied at the city entrance. Their goals hide among the worms they call friends. I know little of Soulzon desires, and had hoped never to learn. Stories drift to me about brutal sacrifices, bloodshed for the glory of chaos. But who can know the truth? Ah, perhaps you have not traveled that far south. The old city is a sight to behold. The finest mud puddles in this region, and the stonework amazes any who visit. Most of us live in a village just outside, so that we can keep an eye on the Zanmir. It stands upon large vents of scalding steam that occasionally burst into large geysers. It's a rare occurrence, but they can threaten the structures of the Zanmir. Some of us work to keep it intact, when an eruption damages the stone. One of our village guards, though now she may be our sole remaining defender. She protected us as we ran from the initial attack. After we found safe haven, she sent me to call for aid. Dust on Scales, the sinew and veins of our tribe. He serves as conduit between the Hist and Rockgrove Zonmir. He knows a great deal about the old city's secrets. You should seek out his guidance.
I love the Argonians. Don't think I want to take the cart there yet. Oh, it's for the trial in this area. Wonder if that's the solo trial or the group. Rock Grove. I think that's the group one. Yep. Alright, back to focusing on that. Cancel. No, I don't want to teleport there. I'm gonna search the river.
I'm still here. Thanks for asking.
Hello, what are you? Hope this letter finds you in good health, better spirits, my old friend. Targets of the yet unknown entity or entities. Alright, so it's a warning letter from Farul. See anything else to loot?
Off we go. Some people don't like the bustle of cities, but I come from a big family, so it reminds me of home.
I like that the companions make just random banter. Look like you have another quest close by. You do! Large treasure message. Here. Our chances are non-existent. Leowen lies a waterfall. Follow the water to its source. Rest 90 paces southward from the spring. Old fortress I once had the honor to raise as its foundations waits for you. Dig by the base tree, stands in the northeasternmost corner. Alright. Looking for a waterfall. You will want to get sidetracked. Not yet. For a cave. There it is. Pet, you're in the way. Move. There we go. Alright. So, project 20 years back.
Counselor Jurek? Oh, pardon me. You're not the counselor. Apologies. I heard you stumbling about and thought it might be Counselor Jurek. Oh, no one important, I assure you. I'm simply one of the counselor's aides. I help her with paperwork mostly. Run errands, that sort of thing. She initially refused the captain's offer, but she received a letter that made her uneasy. Last I saw, she was headed back to the city by way of the Eastern Gate. But she never returned to her manor, so I came to look for her. Please, find her.
Someone! Anyone! Help me!
It's the Black Hand note. Nice.
I refused to believe, but Farrell, Leviticus, they were right. I was attacked. An assassin. You must warn the others, the counselors. Leofic's secret, it will be the death.
Counselor Jurek! Damn, we're too late! Damn it. Looks like we were both too late. It's just like I expected when we found that list with all the counselors' names on it. I hate being right when somebody dies. Glad to see you made it here, by the way. Did you happen to see who killed her?
Love Etheli.
The mark of the Dark Brotherhood, just like Farrell Lupus. Remember I said I was going to find Leviticus? Well, I did. And turns out, he's the head of the city's Chamber of Legates. I just wish another person hadn't died because of this damn secret. The secret of the Longhouse Emperors. It has something to do with the 4 ambitions of Mehrunes Dagon. I think they're Daedric weapons, but that's all we know so far. Remember, I was working for Farrell Lupus. He sent me to find that strange tome. Right, and we found that list with all the counselors' names on it. Farrell's too. The one that suggested they all knew something about the ambitions. Since Farrell was murdered, I figured the others were in danger too. Looks like I was right. Let me have your map. This is where Counselors Valeria and Sophis were last time I checked. Go warn them. Convince them the threat is real. Then meet me at Counselor Jurek's manor in the city. Maybe we can find something more about this secret. I'll get the city guards to come and gather the Counselor's body. She shouldn't just be left out here. Then I'll head to Counselor Jurek's manor. When you're done checking on Counselor Valeria and Counselor Sophis, meet me there. Oh, I'm still trying to make a name for myself. I was green as a blade of grass when we met in Orsinium. Now I've got a few more adventures under my belt. But I've never dealt with anything quite like this. This is more than I bargained for. I'll get the city guards to come and gather the council. So Farrell Lupus hired me to retrieve a book from a retreat once used by the Longhouse Emperors. He never told me what it was, and he died before I could ask. The book is weird. It has weird pages and weird markings, and I can't read a word of it. Not much. Farrell's partner said he planned to use it to make things right, but she didn't know how. And it's Daedric, I think. I will say, carrying it, it's kind of a burden. And I've been having strange dreams. But I don't want to talk about that. Like I said, it all started when I found that strange tome for Farrell Lupus, and Emperor Leovic's journal. It was in code, but I got it translated. Sent me to a few hidden Imperial caches where I learned that the Longhouse Emperors had a secret. Right, but it turned out I wasn't the only one trying to learn more about the ambitions. A group of cracked acorns called the Order of the Waking Flame. Fanatic Mehrunes Dagon cultists. Had to put arrows in more than one of those bastards. I guess someone hired them to eliminate everyone who knows about the secret. The question is, who? And I was told by a more or less friendly Dremora named Lyrinth that the fate of our world was at stake. So of course I want to figure this all out.
It's reasonable. They didn't put the counselors very far away, did they?
We weren't expecting visitors. Are you here to see the counselor? Are you here to speak with Counselor Sophis? I'm afraid my husband has taken our dog for a walk. Is there something I could help you with, perhaps? Danger? What are you talking about? Does this have something to do with that letter? And who are you, by the way? Captain Rianne? I see. Well, if the Ivory Brigade sent you, my husband likes to walk our dog Chero along the tree line. Go on and find him. I'll wait here in case he returns. My husband, Valen, received a letter from an old friend this morning. Farrell Lupus, Emperor Leovic's steward. I could see that whatever was in that letter upset him, but he didn't want to discuss it, and I didn't push him. Now please, go find him.
Mages employed for the construction of the new vaults. Make sure they are eliminated after the work is complete. Nice. No loose ends dangling. One last vault needs to be established. Have your remaining mages cast the necessary spells to transfer the vault to the location I've selected. Find the information you need in the coded line below. Do not fail me. Alright. Well, I just seem to be late for everything right now. And Black Hand again.
What's taking you so long? They should...
Valen! No! Oh, Valen! Oh, my love! What happened? I thought Captain Rianne sent you to protect my husband! You know, Valen acted strange after the letter from Farrell Lupus arrived. He didn't tell me what it said, and I never asked. Before he left today, he gave me a sealed scroll, said to give it to Counselor Leviticus if anything ever happened to him.
A scroll, sealed and bearing my husband's stamp. Take it. Give it to Counselor Leviticus. I hope it helps catch whoever murdered my husband. I'll summon the town guard. They'll help me with my husband.
I like it that they take your word for everything. It's like, no, I didn't do it. I just showed up. I was too late. Give me that sky shard.
Just tired of walking anyway.
There's another quest over here. What am I doing on quests? I got 3 spaces left. I'm gonna have to start clearing out some of the side quests. Yeah. Very good.
Scout Iscaria, Ivory Brigade Border Watch Garrison. We're in desperate need of help. There's a situation at the fortress. Hostages involved. Report to Commander Axius if you want to assist us. He'll make it worth your while. He's camped outside the fort. Follow the road. It should be safe up to the fort. You'll find Commander Axius's camp outside Border Watch's walls. I just hope you're more help than the so-called professionals he sent in already. Not sure myself. Some shifty Argonian and a wide-eyed wood elf. They happened by and claimed they could rescue the hostages without any bloodshed. Haven't heard a thing since, for better or worse. I only know it involves mercenaries threatening to kill innocent folk if we try to fight them. The commander doesn't want it to come to that, but we're running out of options. The fort is under the jurisdiction of Leowin's militia, the Ivory Brigade. It defends the main road between Leowin and Bravil. We're all that keeps the Three Banners War from spreading into Blackwood. We can't lose the fort. We just can't.
Did my scouts send you, or did you slip past unannounced? Either might do. I'll be brief. I was the commanding officer of Border Watch, the fortress up the road. It's been overtaken by a mercenary outfit that calls itself the Painted Eye. A combination of magic, guile, and well-laid plans. They lured most of my brigadines into chasing after an illusory enemy, while their main force infiltrated the keep and took those inside hostage. I'm doing all I can to keep those folks alive. More than I can name, and none that I can grant. I sent word to Leowin, but so far I've heard nothing. The Painted Eye will kill those hostages if we storm the fortress. I need someone who can get inside quietly and free them. I'll pay for results. If you want to slip past the Painted Eye undetected, you'll have to get into Border Watch through its sewer. It drains into a ravine to the east. And you should know, you're not the first volunteer to try this. No idea what happened to the last. Mercenaries, we thought. Only knew them from third-hand accounts in our intelligence briefings. If they were hired to cause this ruckus, we might have bribed them, but their demands read like a credo. They're making a statement here. Damn fanatics. Pages worth, right there. They practically demanded I carve them out a sovereign kingdom with my table knife. They're mad if they think I can deliver even a fraction of what they're asking, but I have to humor them. Their lives on the line. There was a pair of them, an Argonian and a wood elf. Said they were infiltration experts. Burglars more like, but that's what I need. I didn't ask them too many questions. Couldn't afford to turn help away. Still can't. They've been gone a long time. Either they've abandoned the job or been found out. If they were captured, I'd expect the Painted Eye to react, but it's been quiet. Too quiet. For all I know, those two emptied the larder and took off for a picnic.
And to use the line if it's been quiet, too quiet. Garrison is ours, all left inside. Civilian guest laborers, dignitaries are now our prisoners. In return for their safe release, we'll make the following demands. Complete and total disarmament and disbandment of the Ivory Brigade. Liberation of prisoners. Transformation of Cathari's roost into a politically autonomous zone. Yeah, sounds like ridiculous demands to me. Hey, Alan. Doing pretty good. How are you?
You'll never take me alive, you bastards! Hang on. Who goes there? Wait, I remember you. Of all the places in Tamriel for Lady Twilight to bump into her erstwhile deputy, it's in an arse-ad sewer beneath some crumbling garrison. That's right. Seeks and I were on our way to rescue those hostages when we, got separated. I was supposed to get to safety since things got a little hairy with the job, but now that I have my trusty deputy, there's nothing to worry about. Seeks would kill me if I told you about our job without him, but we really will rescue the hostages. I mean, we're already here and the commander is paying. Now we're not even trespassing. We'll save those people in no time. Once we find them. What? No, I know exactly where I am. I'm just temporarily unsure of where I'm going. Seeks and I got separated when, well, he made a distraction so the painted eye wouldn't spot me, but I don't know where he ran off to. Can you help me find him? I think Seeks took off that way after the commotion started. I think. You should probably take the lead.
The way you just pointed is towards a wall. So if he took off to the wall, he should be easy find.
Well, we were in the area and heard about Border Watch's troubles. Seeks and I are no strangers to getting into fortresses, so we volunteered to save the hostages. The sewers were supposed to be lightly patrolled. Not exactly true. There were patrols, but Seeks and I had no trouble avoiding them, until we ducked into a niche that was filled to bursting with spiders. Don't suppose you remember Etanir? Well, spiders don't sit right with me since that job. Well, I went off. I started stomping around like I was making wine, until Seeks smacked me on the head and sent me back the way we came. He went tearing off in the other direction, screaming like a banshee to draw the patrol away. It's quiet now, though. I'm working my way up the ranks of the Thieves Guild. Well, to the first rank, really. Seeks was put in charge of my training by the Guildmaster until I'm ready to set out on my own. And once I am, the legend of Lady Twilight will begin in earnest.
Right, I remember her now.
That's the name I'll be known by once I make it big. I just need one huge heist. Something that will grab the imaginations of people from here to Auridon. Then I'll be on the lips of every bard. Lady Twilight, the greatest thief in all of Tamriel. Think twice about hopping across stones in the murk. Sometimes they're crocodiles.
Okay, my arrangement of skills is just not working for me. You lost 23 seconds. You lost 33, so you can go there.
I'm fairly sure Seeks ran off this way. Fairly. Hold on. I don't think I've been this way yet. Let's check it out. Seeks! Hold on, I'll get the lock.
Erothal, I told you to run.
I did, but then I ran into our friend here and... Hey, did you let yourself get caught so I could get away?
Unlike you, I know when to make an escape. You, come here. We need to talk. You again. I can't tell if you're a jinx or a good luck charm. What in the name of Sithis are you doing down here? Let me guess. Commander Axius sent you after us because we're missing and presumed dead, correct? Then you know the deal. From what I've heard, the Painted Eyes separated the hostages into groups throughout Border Watch. Risky, but unfortunately, they've got the numbers to manage their occupation and guard their captives. Damn rip. We need to find the hostages. We need to get them out of the fortress. And we need to keep the Painted Eye from realizing what we're up to. That's 3 jobs, and 3 of us. If we work together, we'll get these people out. I'll leave finding the hostages to you. Erothol can lead them out through the sewers, and I'll be the distraction. Again. Start by checking the tower, southwest of the fortress. I overheard that they were holding a group of captives there. Thieves? Who told you that? Erothol. Ugh. Look, I didn't ask why you're here on the job we're being paid for, and the hostages certainly don't care who actually frees them. So let's just forget about the matter of occupational titles, shall we? A Painted Eye patrol cornered me after I sent Erothol away from the fortress. I convinced them that I was just a dung shoveler for the garrison. Seemed better to be a hostage than get gut stabbed.
That's fair.
There we go. One pick lock, courtesy of Lady Twilight.
Next time, keep your eyes off the lock. Work by feel and watch your surroundings.
Oh, good point. So, I get that I'm supposed to lead the hostages to safety, but what happens after they're all free?
Then it's your turn to get clear of this place, like I told you before. And you'll listen this time. It's too dangerous with your amount of training.
But what about...
Not another word.
Can't imagine that they're hiding something.
We should keep a hostage up on the walls to make an example, if the brigade tries anything.
There's a few games that I'm looking forward to. Elden Ring looks like it'll be interesting, but I want to at least see some more gameplay to it first.
Hey, whoever you are, get these chains off of us. Are you here to liberate Border Watch? I might know something that can help. When I heard these Painted Eyes talking about their demands, I thought we were doomed. Maybe a little flattered that they thought we were worth that much, but doomed nonetheless. Anyway, these so-called revolutionaries are a chatty bunch. Well, once the Painted Eye took hold of the fortress and rounded us up, they sent demands to Commander Axius, right? Political stuff. Releasing prisoners across Tamriel, turning Canarthy's roost into a free port. Big, bold asks. I'm not surprised. You could be sitting on the Ruby Throne and still have problems doing everything they asked. But that's the point. I overheard some Painted Eyes saying the demands are a ruse. This group doesn't care about politics at all. That I don't know. But they're definitely trying to drag out negotiations for as long as possible. I'm just glad the commander was wise enough not to trust in dealing with them. Thank you for releasing us. If you're looking for more people to free, try the Fortress Smithy. I saw the Painted Eyes herding a group in that direction before they chained me up. You're certain it's safe to head to the cellars? Just don't wind up taking our place. I'm afraid I'm no good for a reimbursement rescue. 8, grace your path.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. I'm gonna be interested. There's another show on Monday too, isn't there? I don't think it's Microsoft though. I can't remember who it is. I should use one of my XP scrolls, because I'm pretty sure I have a bunch. I do. Sure. Help me level up my companion faster, hopefully.
Who cares? Hayok, that's better. Those were good chains you broke. I should know. I made them. But better broken than binding me. I don't hear a battle going on. So I'm guessing you didn't come with a battalion at your back.
I know that MMORPG.com had, on yesterday evening, they had keys for Lost Ark Alpha. We have a few people that are trying that out.
And once we're clear, the Brigadines storm the gates? Fair enough. But you better move quickly. Whatever these painted-eye thugs are doing here, they're getting close. That's what some of my guards were saying at any rate. They're searching for something in the fortress. I don't know what they're expecting to find. I've worked this forge for years and I've never seen anything here worth all this trouble. The Painted Eye must know something about Border Watch I don't.
Yeah, unfortunately I missed getting one of the keys. I was like, oh, I'd been following Lost Ark for a while and waiting for it to come to North America. So I'll have to wait a bit longer, I guess.
That's just what I've been able to piece together from the snippets I've caught. It sounds like whatever they're looking for, it's big, but hard to find. The more I hear, the less it makes sense. I just want to be done with this mess. We'll head out soon. I've spent enough damn time in this smithy. If you're looking for other hostages, try the stables. I could hear Otten blubbering from all the way over here. Huh. I only took it easy on these mercs because I was surrounded. Now that there's an escape, I'm taking it. Any Painted Eye I can't avoid. We'll see what 4 straight years of hammering have done for my arm strength.
Am I glad to see you?
Whoever you are, please. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. If you're here, have the Painted Eye gone? Are we safe? They do? Oh, they do. Then what are we supposed to do? If they catch us trying to escape, they'll probably drag us off like that scholar. And Arcane knows what tortures these radicals are putting him through. One of the other hostages said he was studying Ayleid history. When the Painted Eye caught wind of that, they couldn't haul him off to the keep fast enough. Let's get out of here before they come back. You want me to what? By myself? No, please. I'm not a fighter. I'm not even sneaky. I'm just a staple hand. If you leave me, it's only a matter of time before the Painted Eye puts my head on a spike. I'll do whatever you say. Just get me out of here. They split everyone up. I think they took some of the others to the guard tower and the smithy. I don't know where they rushed that poor...
You just said they took him to the fort.
Alright, that's quite a mummy.
Tell me that's the last of them. All this running is drying my scales. Think I had damn near every painted eye on my tail at one point. The good news is, I'm faster than a fireball. Barely. I already ordered Erithel back to Commander Axius's camp. Lead these folks out through the sewers and meet her there. In Ayleid. Damn. So these painted eye bastards really are after it. Never is such a thing as coincidence. It's time I come clean. Erithel and I didn't travel to Border Watch just to play heroes. We came to do a job for the Thieves Guild.
I'm shocked. Utterly shocked.
That's mostly right. Somewhere beneath this fortress is an Ayleid ruin, one the garrison doesn't know about. Erithel and I were hired to steal a relic from it. A powerful one. And it looks like the Painted Eye's here for the same damn thing. Not sure. The Mer who hired us to steal the thing sure was afraid of it falling into the wrong hands, though. And I think these Painted Eye nutters qualify. At least with Erithel safely out of the way, we only have the relic to worry about. Erithel, if I turn around and you're standing behind me, then so help me.
Seeks, how am I ever going to become a legend if I run at the first sign of trouble?
Running is half the job. Not that you would know.
Well, never running is what'll set Lady Twilight apart from the rest.
Enough with the Lady... Look, I'm going to need a moment to smack some sense into my pupil. Head into the keep and see if you can find the scholar. I'll be right after. We're going to review the lesson on following instructions.
5,000 gold today. Hey, there's our scholar.
Is this how you treat esteemed scholars on the mainland? I am Tel Dundindo of Sunhold. The Tel Dundindo... Who are you? Finally, someone besides these painted eyes. They threatened to break my left thumb if I didn't tell them what they wanted. That's my writing thumb. How did this rune suddenly become common knowledge? It took me, Tel Dundindo of Sunhold, years to even learn about its existence. Fine. What do you need?
Oh, the name. God.
Beneath Border Watch's crypt, I believe. Specifically, beneath the tomb of the keep's architect, though I don't know which tomb is hers. Forgive me, but I told all of this to the Painted Eye. I had no choice. There was one thing I never volunteered to the Painted Eye, and they didn't know to ask. The crypt is locked tight. I instructed Commander Axius to lock it up so no one would disturb the location while I conducted my research. Not that it matters now. Captain Axius put the key in his office, but who knows if the Painted Eye ransacked it yet. I'd hurry. I hope you appreciate the renowned Tel Dundindo giving you the honor of being the first to enter that ruin. It's only been the work of decades. Why wouldn't he? I am Tel Dundindo of Sunhold. When I say there is a discovery that will put a backwater like this on the map, the wise man listens. Thankfully, Commander Axius is smarter than his occupation would indicate. It's an appellation of necessity. Tel Dundindo was a popular name in the Somerset Isles for my generation. There were 5 other Tel Dundindos in my class at the College of Sapiarchs alone. I can't have my work confused for any lesser Tel Dundindos.
Right. Friend, you get the key. I'll keep tabs on the Painted Eye. Erithel will lead the scholar to safety. And after that, she won't come back. Right?
Understood. Lesson learned. All right, Mr. Scholar. The way to freedom is just a quick romp through the castle sewers.
Sewer? I'm a distinguished fellow of the College of Sapiarchs. Do you expect me to muck about in filth?
Oh, it'll be fine. You won't even smell it after a few minutes. Unless you're planning to keep those robes, because, whew, that is not going to wash out.
I didn't know you were interested in that genre. I'll have to remember that.
She made a comment about me reading the books. Nice.
I like reading too, you know. If you ever need an excuse to get me something. Bringing a book for travel is well worth the pack space. Shame they're so heavy. I didn't know you were interested in that genre. I'll have to remember that.
Alright, key next. Hello.
I don't want to hurt you, but now I'm going to. Hope we find something interesting today.
Come on, move out of the way. There we go. Skills there to upgrade. Perfect. It is this way.
That was a bit of a warm-up.
Over here. The Painted Eye are already inside. We need to keep after them. When I first got here, I saw the door to the crypt was still locked tight, and I thought we finally managed to get ahead of these bastards. But that's not my luck. I just saw a group pass clear through this door like it wasn't even here.
Oh, alright.
They literally walked through the door. It's a big, heavy, solid door with a big, heavy, solid lock. Believe me, I tested. Ugh, damn mages are going to put me out of a job. Did you get the key or not? It's our only hope of catching up to them. Let's get looking. The entrance is in one of the tombs, right? Hopefully, these bastards are as dumb as they look, and haven't found the ruins yet. Teok, how big is this crypt? Big room, big statues. I wager there's some kind of complicated puzzle involving a hidden passage. Or they could just knock down the wall. Sure, the Painted Eye must already be inside.
Continue the ritual. I've nearly gained control.
I hear them. Up ahead. The relics got to be behind that barrier. We've got to stop whatever it is they're doing. Quickly!
Healer!
Oh, healing. Stop that. Okay, what do we got? Got 3 crystals.
No! I almost have it! Stop them!
Seems we've struck a nerve. Let's keep it up.
I won't let this power escape me! I won't!
I don't see that loony coming to stop us. Keep going.
Nearly there!
Gods, I hope that did it. One way to find out. Oh, come on. We smashed all the things.
Fools! Nothing can disrupt this ritual while I possess the power of... Whoa, whoa, whoa! Ah! This relic! Ah! Whew. Whatever that was really cushioned my fall. What'd I miss?
You know what? I'll take it. Now, let's get out of here. This whole place is coming down.
Oh, I need to check all the books before I go.
I know, I said I wouldn't come back, but I heard yelling echoing up from a grate, and I was worried, so I followed, and it was slippery, and...
Thank you. If it weren't for you, we couldn't have stopped the Painted Eye.
You mean it? It was a pretty dramatic entrance, wasn't it? Maybe I should practice.
Don't push it.
Can you believe it? We saved Border Watch. People here will be telling tales of our skullduggery and daring do for at least a week. This might really be the birth of Lady Twilight's legend. That's the big climax. I mean, I discourage any unflattering references to falling on my arse, but you can't pay for a debut like that. Well, I was helping the great Teldun Dindo tiptoe through the sewer when we come across this huge rat. That ninny started shrieking at a pitch so high, the rat must have thought it was a mating call, because it went tearing off after him. Sort of. So the rat had him cornered, but I killed it. Took some doing. Like I said, big rat. After the commotion was over, I heard yelling coming up from a grate nearby. That spooked Teldun Dindo again. He ran off, so I decided to follow the voices. Well, that led to an aqueduct, which led to an eyeless slaughterfish nesting pool, which led to me running, slipping, and falling down to you. I don't know what you and Seeks were doing down there, but I'm sure it was important too. Now that this Border Watch gig is all settled, Seeks and I need to get back to the guild before someone else snags an even bigger job. The legend of Lady Twilight won't be born from resting on my laurels. Of course! I'm not going to become the greatest thief in all of Tamriel by sitting on my duff, will I? I mean, you saw what it did back there. That's an arse of action. Be a waste of great potential.
Alright, this side quest is really good.
I've had jobs go better. Much, much, much better. But all things considered, this could have gone a lot worse for us. You mean the one Aerothol turned into a couch cushion? I don't expect the buyer is going to pay us for her sculpture of the 2 moons. The job's a wash. Yeah, I guess we did. I don't think we're going to stick around to collect, though. Commander Axius is going to have a lot of questions, and I don't want to give him an excuse to keep us here. Better Aerithal and I just get back to the guild. Now I need to figure out how to tell the guild that we didn't get the relic. They won't be happy.
What do you mean? I have the relic right here. Oh, careful. Still got bits of painted eye lady on it.
What? When did you?
When you were all, oh, look at the ceiling, it's coming down around us. This is why I should take the lead next time.
Absolutely not.
I've got a camp full of liberated hostages, and my scouts tell me there's a significant drop in painted eye activity within the fortress. But I want to hear it from someone who's seen things firsthand. What's the situation in Border Watch? Damn fine work. I'll get my troops together and we'll mop up the stragglers. So much for those experts. You did the work of both of them, and most of us for that matter. Border Watch is in your debt. This is all the payment I could muster.
From the Frostbite set. Spell damage, spell critical. 5 items increases your damage with frost abilities. Ooh, that would be nice for my warden. That's not bad at all.
If there's a chance we can repay what you've done for us, my garrison is at your disposal. You have my word. Make our preparations to mop up the dregs of the Painted Eye and resume possession of Border Watch. Storming a fort is never easy, even if you know the layout like we do. After that, well, I expect I'll be asked to resign my commission. Because no one has use for a fort commander that loses his own bloody fortress. At least we've gotten the people out safely. That's enough for me. I'll get their home back and then I'll lay the sword down. I gathered that much from debriefing the hostages. The Painted Eye was after something in that ruin. The one that High Elf Scholar was badgering me about. All the years I've commanded this fort, and I had no idea what was under my feet.
Well, that's a good sign for Blackwood so far. I mean, first side quest I do is actually might be as good as the main quest. Space. Oh, I still got a ton of inventory space. Perfect.
You look like a hardy soul, unconcerned with the prospect of death by trick, trap, or misadventure. How do you feel about helping a defenseless scholar from Gideon unearth a little history from Undertow Cavern? Oh, and can you swim? Have you heard of Phaelivon the Magnificent? He was a famous Nibonese Minotaur hunter, but his final resting place was lost to time. After years of searching, I think I finally found the site of Phaelivon's mausoleum. I hope to recover proof that this is Phaelivon's tomb. His armor, helm, and sword would do nicely. But I didn't get far before I found the cavern overrun with goblins and minotaurs, and parts of it are flooded. I'll pay you well to help me. No one in Leowyn realizes that Undertow Cavern is the final resting place of a great hero. Let me secure my belongings and I'll meet you inside. Time to grab the bull by the horns and wade right in.
Right.
I found accounts of Phaelivon's burial in a shining mausoleum on a hill outside Leowyn. He was laid to rest with his arms and armor, relics of his many victories. This is the place, but goblins infest the caverns, and minotaurs too. That's because it was swallowed by the earth. One night, 700 years ago, people living nearby heard a terrible sound. When they came to look in the morning, they found that the whole mausoleum had fallen into the caves underneath the hill. Because the caves beneath this hill were the site of Phaelivon's last and greatest battle. The mausoleum was a monument to his victory, as well as his tomb. Until Undertow Cavern swallowed it up anyway. I suppose goblins aren't much of a surprise. They infest many caves in this region, although I had hoped I wouldn't run into any. The Minotaurs I didn't expect. None have been seen so close to Leowyn in centuries. That's the very question I was wondering about. Wherever they came from, these Minotaurs seem very hostile. Enraged, even. I've heard all kinds of fighting inside. I think they're angry at the goblins. Do Minotaurs and goblins get along?
Question.
You would be, I suppose. Well, Phaelivon the Magnificent had a golden helm. He wore armor of impervious mail, and he wielded a sword of exceptional sharpness. The stories say that Phaelivon had the most beautiful mail, impervious to sword, arrow, and spear. We don't know much about armor of his era, but he was known as the Magnificent. I can only surmise his armor was quite splendid. Well, it has been many hundreds of years. I suppose Phaelivon's arms and armor might not be much to look at now, but in any condition they would be of immense historical value. I simply know it. I suppose goblins aren't much of a... That's the very question. You would be, I suppose. Phaelivon's sword was so sharp, it was said to be able to cut the air itself. No, that isn't right. I suppose any sword will cut air. Ah, that's it. This one could cut through armor like air. That's what I was told. As I understand it, the helm was a gift from the Lord of Leowyn in gratitude for Phaelivon's many heroic deeds in Blackwood. The stories say it was fashioned in the shape of a roaring dragon's face.
Okay then.
Just the sort of place goblins love. Darksome, dank, and foul.
We'll want to start. Yeah, we'll go to the right. So he and a Minotaur killed each other. Right. Okay, it can't be that easy to find the 3 pieces.
His armor shone by the light of moons or sun. It's just too bad Minotaurs are enraged by shiny objects.
Minotaur.
You betcha!
This must be the dungeon they were, or the delve that they were talking about that's fully underwater from one of the previous games.
I can just picture this sword cleaving savage minotaurs. A pity it's dull beyond use now.
That way. Why? Why is that hanging there? Goblins.
Imagine how many times this helm saved the heroic Phalavon's head! Except that last time, obviously. The armor, helm, and sword are all badly damaged. Skeptics might say these could have belonged to anybody. We need to find Phalavon's Horn of Magnificence to settle the question for good. But where is the horn? Why isn't it here? Phalavon's Horn of Magnificence was his greatest treasure. My grandmother told me he made it from the horn of a Minotaur lord. It had a brass cap inscribed with an intricate design. When Phalavon blew it, echoes rang from the hills for 7 days. I am. Mostly. But yes, I have a personal stake in this. Phalavon is a distant ancestor. I grew up on stories of his battles, his magic horn. Oh, could this be about the horn? Grandmother told me the horn's note drove Minotaurs mad with fear and rage. But sometimes the horn called Minotaurs to battle even when no one sounded it. Maybe the Minotaurs are here because of the Horn of Magnificence. Oh, I wondered about that too. House Vero mostly died out long ago, but they were certainly real enough. We can trace a relationship to Phalavon's line on my mother's side. There is truth to my grandmother's tales. I'm certain of it. No one outside my family remembers Phalavon. Almost all of the histories that recorded his deeds have been lost. Even his mausoleum vanished. But now I'm close to the proof that Phaelavon really existed, and was a great hero.
Observance.
I hope you're watching.
A random skeever.
Is that the last of them?
Oh, there's the rest of it.
Did you hear that? Phaelavon's horn!
These little fetchers will infest anything if you let them run wild.
I see the sky shard, which is not this way. How do we get up there? Over there. Just have to go back up here. Yep, that's it.
You lead.
Nice new antiquity lead. And the Minotaur shape.
I'm sure I heard the horn in this chamber. But who sounded it?
So big and problematic. I don't know.
Change of plans?
Not a huge fan of the companion getting in the way when trying to activate or click on things.
Phaelavon's horn! Just as the stories described it. Did this goblin sound the note we heard?
Yeah, I'll double check back this way just to make sure I didn't miss anything.
You know, I like to think I'm agreeable.
I can't believe it. All...
They're coming for us.
Doesn't look like there's anything else worthwhile. Alright.
It looks like we can get out through here, if you don't mind getting a little wet. Finally, proof of Phaelivon's legend. I'll be the talk of Gideon once I bring these trophies home. And yet, I wonder, did the goblins here cause their own troubles by meddling with Phaelivon's horn? Or is it dangerous to just keep around? I want to take them back to Gideon and prove, once and for all, that my family's story is true. Fame, fortune, festivities await! But if these relics, especially the Horn of Magnificence, are dangerous, perhaps I shouldn't bring them home. You're right. Phaelivon's magnificence deserves to be remembered far and wide. I'll take these historical relics to Gideon and prove the truth of my family's old legends. Thank you for your encouragement. We may be bruised, battered, and wet, but these relics tell a magnificent story. Without your help, I'd never have learned about the fate of Phaelivon and the Horn. Thank you. Oh, I shouldn't forget your pay. Visit me in Gideon sometime. I hope to see you again sometime. Although I must confess, now that I've finally found evidence supporting the legend of Phaelivon, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do next. Don't worry about me. I shall set out at once, and I shall neither fear, fret, nor flinch from any dangers on my road. After all, I share the bloodline of a great hero. A few generations removed, anyway.
off to warn the next counselor. Another side quest. Alright. Ooh, a new lore book. Eulogy for Emperor Baron. Well, that's a nice throwback to the original storyline. Nice.
Stay alert. I have it on good authority that I'm in danger.
Of course, Counselor.
Step back and state your business. I have every reason to believe that my life is in danger. If you so much as make a threatening gesture, the Brigandine will dismember you. He has very strict orders on that regard.
Hey, no problem.
I was beginning to suspect as much. Very well. Tell me everything that you have learned. Leave nothing out. I want to hear it all.
I think next week I'll probably start branching out to other games to play as well. I'm just not sure what else I'm going to add in for streaming.
Lupus. Emperor Leovik's old steward? And Jirik as well? Gods, they are targeting the Elder Council. Anything else? Tell me. The slightest detail could mean the difference between life and death. The ambitions? I heard that term once before, years ago. I must go to Tidewater Cave. I have a cache hidden there, and I need to check my records. Meanwhile, I suggest you find Jirik's files. She kept them in a hidden compartment in her nightstand. Extremely well. We were rivals as well as colleagues on the Elder Council. It was that way between all of the counselors, I suppose. Her death is a tragedy, however. I will miss her. Possibly. I oversaw the Imperial Treasury, so my records deal with expenditures and collections. I have documents going as far back as Emperor Morikar, possibly even Durkarach, and I know I saw that term someplace. I will see what I can find.
Back to the city. there?
I knew if I waited
Okay.
here long enough I'd find you.
Eh? Ooh, what? Here's the speaker. Alright, do the side quest first. Just over there.
Just pet the dog. It's harmless. Oh, Tertia, you idiot. No wonder he hasn't... Is there something you want? I'd like to be left alone right now. Body? Ring? Oh, Riemann on high, what's this about? Aloysius wrote this? And he's dead? This makes no sense. Howling? Chicken coops? It was just a mangy mutt. I don't even think it was rabid, let alone... Oh no, Aloysius. You poor fool. He wasn't cursed. He was hallucinating. The toad that Argonian used to ease his pain must have been too strong for him. Aloysius convinced himself he was a werewolf, and he... This is the second worst proposal I've ever had. I was once kidnapped by a crazed Sulzon warlord and offered the heads of my neighbors as a dowry. I'd rather not talk about it. I've had more than a dozen failed engagements in my life. If anyone here is cursed, it's me. But it's not all bad news. Aloysius didn't run off and leave me like half the others. He even gave his life to protect me. I've never had anyone love me that much. Is it wrong that makes me happy? Take this, for delivering my betrothed's last wishes. It was kind of you.
Okay then.
I wonder if the Temple of Mara would marry us posthumously. It was his dying wish, after all. Maybe I should employ a priest of Arche for the ceremony, so he can pass on without regrets? Well, why not? I've had absolutely no luck with the living, and it's what he wanted. I'd rather die a widow than an old maid. It's not like this is how I dreamed of getting married, but after being jilted so many times, I may as well marry a man who can't change his mind. You may not get it, but for your sake, I hope you never have to.
Okay then.
You're an appealing sight.
Oh, hey! Over here! I'm glad you're here. I've been searching all over, but I could use your help. This place is huge. Why do rich people need so many rooms? Oh, but tell me, did you warn the counselors like I asked? Sophus is dead? Damn! Was it the Dark Brotherhood? What am I saying? Of course it was. I've torn this place apart, but so far I haven't found anything related to Imperial secrets or the ambitions. Maybe you can spot something I missed. I knew you'd be a help, but I didn't expect you to just have the answer the moment you walked in. Good job! Councillor Jirik's bedroom is upstairs. Let's see if we can find that hidden compartment.
I like reading too, you know. If you ever need an excuse to get me something.
Rally the caretakers, move the ambitions. Oh, okay. New vault locations should ensure their safekeeping. Keep them hidden until I or a high priest call for them. Forces loyal to the traitor Varen? Try for closer, and we cannot allow the ambitions to fall into their hands. They're loyal to Varen. Huh. It's your official order. Act immediately. Oh, it's from Emperor Leovek, so it would be a while back. Okay.
A hidden compartment? I love it! I mean, I hate that people have died, but... So, what did you find? Let me see that. That's a code, all right. Some of the other documents I found use something similar. You know, I'm really starting to hate all this secrecy surrounding the ambitions. I'm almost certain of it. And Councillor Leviticus knows my brother. We talked about him a bit when I arrived. If there isn't a qualified scribe nearby, I can send for my brother. Let's go to Leowyn Castle and talk to Leviticus. I can't help feeling that once we solve the secret of the Longhouse Emperors, we'll know how to stop the Dark Brotherhood from murdering any more of the Councillors. I'll see you at the castle.
I need your report, mercenary. Word reached me that Councillor Jirik was murdered. What about Sophus and Valeria? And did you find definitive proof that the Dark Brotherhood is our culprit? That's the Black Hand, symbol of the Dark Brotherhood. I wish Jirik and Sophus had allowed me to assign brigadines to protect them. At least Valeria, however reluctantly, agreed to a military escort. Did you and Everly uncover any other information? It appears that Councillor Leviticus's trust in the Wood Elf was not misplaced. Very well. You and Everly can head in and talk to the Councillor.
Captain Rian and the Ivory Brigade will deal with the Dark Brotherhood. We are perfectly safe in here.
Your damn empire, Leviticus. It no longer exists, but it still causes us trouble.
Perfectly safe in here. Famous last words.
You must be the mercenary that Captain Rian told me about. And I see you're working with Everly Sharparrow. Good. Good. I assume you have something to report. I'm listening. Damn it all to oblivion and back. I should have taken Pharaoh Lupus more seriously when I received his letter. This is definitely the mark of the Dark Brotherhood. Anything else to add to this? Yes, that's the Longhouse Emperor's code. Only a handful of Imperial scribes can decipher it. I know one. Baragon. I'll send for him at once. Meanwhile, we must warn the remaining counselors on the list. Eibor, Valeria, Itinia, and Vondacia. Very good. I've sent messages to Itinia and Vondacia already, as neither of them are currently within Leowin's jurisdiction. I need you to go to Fort Blueblood. Counselor Eibor has taken refuge there, but I'd prefer to have her here in Leowin. Everything we do now must be swift if we are to get ahead of this. Go to Fort Blueblood and convince Counselor Eibor to return to the city. She'll be safer here than at the fort. Eibor has always had an affinity for the Imperial military. When she received her letter of warning from Pharaoh Lupus, she sent word to me, told me she was going to the fort, that the soldiers would protect her. I fear she is badly mistaken. Only a token force of Brigadines guards Fort Blueblood. If the Dark Brotherhood is truly our enemy, I fear a lone assassin can bypass the fort's defenses with relative ease. Eibor would be better off here in the castle. Go and bring her back at once.
I don't trust him.
The Longhouse Emperors were Reachmen, who seized control of the Empire and ruled for some 40 years. Dukarach the Black Drake founded the ruling house. Morikar ascended to the throne after his father's death, and his son Leovic followed him. Leovic made a mistake. When he decided to declare Daedra worship as the law of the land, Duke Varen Aquilarios objected. He led a rebellion and personally dispatched Leovic in the Imperial throne room. Thus ended the Longhouse Emperor's reign. Unfortunately, no. Varen disappeared a few years later and the Empire collapsed. Now the so-called alliances are fighting over the scraps and Tamriel is in shambles. We're doing all we can just to keep Blackwood safe and secure. Sadly, no. Whatever Leovic confided in Pharaoh Lupus and the others, whatever he ordered them to do, he kept it a complete secret from me. I suppose he assumed I wouldn't go along with anything illegal or Daedric, and he was right. I was, but the Elder Council was made up of almost 24 counselors. According to the list Everly Sharparrow brought me, only 7 counselors were privy to this secret. Make that 6. I have no idea why Leovic listed me among that group.
Yeah, right.
Who knows what was going through Leovic's head when he wrote that entry in his journal? Varen and his rebels were literally pounding at the doors of the palace at the time. And Leovic wasn't totally in his right mind even before the rebellion.
Leowin and its citizens are in danger, and Leviticus is only telling the Chamber of Legates about this now? This one knew we weren't done with Leovic and the Longhouse Emperors. She just knew it. While Countess Kero sits on Leowin's throne, it is the Chamber of Legates that governs the city. There are 3 legates. This one, Amhalu, and Leviticus. Each one has an equal voice. This one supposes Leviticus's voice is slightly louder. Leviticus was the chief counselor of the Imperial Elder Council. since the threat concerned his former colleagues, he decided to keep it to himself until he ascertained its veracity. He did inform us as soon as the threat was deemed real. An august body that advised the emperors and maintained the imperial bureaucracy. It was disbanded with the collapse of the empire. Many of the former counselors came here to escape the war in Cyrodiil. They retained their titles as a sign of respect.
To keep a situation like this a secret from his fellow legates. What was Leviticus thinking? And now Counselor Jirik is dead? When the river rises, everyone gets wet, I'm afraid.
Fort Blueblood? That's to the east across the river.
Bringing a
I'll
book
meet you
for
there.
travel is well worth the
Leo.
Shame they're so heavy.
Okay, so it's right there. That's not too bad.
Let's ride!
It helps if I leave first. There we go. Ability to carry heavy magical implements desired. Nice. Bravery in the face of specters, ghosts, and other undead required.
Well?
Look! Counselor Leviticus and Captain Rianne sent me! I need to see Counselor Abor now!
And what about my sister? She hasn't been seen since she took the Counselor her meal.
Counselor Abor was very clear about this. She doesn't want to be disturbed.
Oh, another mercenary. Is our Ivory Brigade so enfeebled that Captain Rianne must resort to hiring sellswords? Look, as I told the Wood Elf, Counselor Abor was quite insistent. She doesn't want to be disturbed. All right, enough. I can see when I'm being overruled. Very well. I give you permission to enter the watchtower. Counselor Abor's safety is now in your hands. Lurius? Oh, something about his sister. She's another servant here at the fort. Works in the kitchen, I believe. Apparently, she brought the counselor her meal. He says she never returned, but the servants look for any opportunity to sneak off. The counselor demanded we protect her. Said her life was in danger, but refused to give me any details. Imperial confidentiality, she insisted. Above my station. I put her up in the watchtower, and assigned a couple of brigadines to guard her.
Oh no! Counselor Abor's been murdered! But where's the servant?
It was awfully convenient that the Dark Brotherhood is doing all of this.
Dark Brotherhood's calling card. Ebor's meal is still warm. So what happened to the servant that delivered it?
So she wrote it all down for everything that you needed to know, and then somebody removed the pages. Fair enough.
Of course they tore out the pages and took them, just when we were so close to finding out more about the ambitions. We have a door locked from the outside, a dead counselor, and a missing servant. Did the assassin take off with both the torn-out journal pages and the servant? Anyway, they not only murdered Eibor, they probably know how to find the ambitions now. See that rope hanging from the top of the tower? Bet my bottom acorn that's how the assassin got in and out. But the missing servant... something about that is knocking on the back of my head. And why would the Dark Brotherhood take those pages? Maybe, but everything I've read about the Dark Brotherhood never suggested they would be interested in weapons of war, if that's even what the ambitions are. Damn it, we're loosing arrows in the dark here. Let's...
Anything up here? Okay, so there's the rope.
So, will Counselor Eibor be returning with you to Leowyn? Am I finally going to be able to get my fort back in order? Murdered? Gods, keep your voice down. Do you want to start a panic? Tell me what you found in the watchtower. Let me see that. A black handprint. The sign of the Dark Brotherhood. But where is the servant, Talais? Is she involved in this fiasco? And how did she and the assassin get out of the watchtower? My brigadiers never left their post. Well, that explains some of it, but not all. We need to locate Talais. Since you're already involved and working for Captain Rian, I want you to quietly try to find Talais. Start by talking to the other servants in the kitchen and dining hall.
Your sister is fine. This one is certain.
Then where could she be? She would never neglect her duties.
Probably found a dark corner and someone to snuggle with. This one does that all the time. Pleasant days, visitors. How can this one assist you? Ah, Talais. She worries her brother so. She asked me where we kept the hot root flakes. Counselor Eibor sprinkles them on every dish. I told her they are in the pantry, but you need the key from the kitchen to unlock the door.
Problem, Sarah?
Commander Orton assures me Talace is fine.
All right, grab a broom and start sweeping.
What? No, that's Talaze's job.
And do you see Talace anywhere? No. Then start sweeping. The servants come to the kitchen to mutter and gossip. This one will not have it. Misaba asks that you do not distract them overly long, as they are already naturally lazy. What is it that you need? That young woman. She has not returned from the watchtower, so her chores remain undone. And she took the pantry key with her when she went. It is no longer hanging on its hook. That is a clear violation of the kitchen rules. A clear violation. The pantry is in the cellar, but the door is around the side of the building. Talace mumbled something about how the counselor loves hot root flakes, grabbed the key and the tray of food and went off. This one hasn't seen her since.
I suppose now I have to do Talaze's chores as well as my own. She owes me one, and I aim to collect. She took the counselor her meal and hasn't returned. Did you check the watchtower? Ebor's a little old, but maybe Talaze decided to improve her station, if you catch my meaning. Eibor reeks of fear. Maybe Talaze finds that attractive. Well, she's been acting like a frightened guar since she arrived. Stays locked up in the watchtower. Only lets a single servant in at a time. And I hear she's been burning papers. Documents of some kind. She's scared out of her wits, if you ask me.
Before we check the pantry, let's talk. So, what did we learn? Counselor Eibor was frightened, but that's understandable. Interesting that she was burning documents. Her journal indicated that she knew more than the others. And Talaze visited the pantry before heading to the watchtower. Couldn't hurt. And every mystery novel I ever read taught me you should always follow up on every clue, even the ones that seem insignificant. Let's check the pantry and see if she was looking for more than hot root flakes down there.
Entry. Entry. Here it is.
What do you want?
Entry with a chicken on top. Okay.
Is that... Damn it! They murdered Talaze too!
I like reading too, you know. If you ever need an excuse to get me something.
Why? Why would the Dark Brotherhood
Why would the
bother?
Dark Brotherhood murder... Oh no! We need to talk about this! Alright, I think I figured it out. The assassin followed Talaze down here, murdered her, and took her place so they could gain access to the watchtower. Pretty clever, but they didn't have to kill her. Right. Very funny. Wait, you're serious? If you're part of this, if you've been trying to save your murdering friends... Ah! All right. We're going back to Leowin. You can walk on your own, or I can drag your dead body behind me.
Nice.
Yeah, I've read that somewhere. But what about the calling cards? The Black Hand is definitely making a statement. Trying too hard to convince us that the Dark Brotherhood is behind the murders. All right. I can see your point. That doesn't change the fact that the remaining counselors are still in danger. We need to warn Counselors Valeria and Vandacia. Right. Report to Commander Orton on your way out. Tell him what happened. Then go check on Counselors Valeria and Vandacia. I need to return to Leowyn and consult with Leviticus. But this, between you and I, it isn't over. Remember that. After you report to the commander, make contact with Counselors Valeria and Vandacia. Valeria went to Tidewater Cave to get her records, and Vandacia works in the Gideon Courthouse. Cracked acorns! I suddenly had the weirdest feeling come over me. Yes. No, I don't know. We were talking about the counselors. Valeria and Vandacia. Suddenly I had a premonition. It was brief and disturbing and mildly unpleasant, like the dreams I've been having. But this is the first time while I was awake. Remember I told you about that strange book I found? The one with the Daedric writing that I can't read? I've been having bad dreams since I found it, and the dreams are becoming more frequent. This time it happened right while we were talking. It was just a flash, but it was accompanied by a feeling. I felt a sense of overwhelming evil, all tied up in the figure I saw in my mind. Like someone held a portrait in front of my face for just a moment and then pulled it away. It was one of the Waking Flame cultists, I think. Someone powerful, in command. A dark silhouette wrapped in a cloak. I'll never forget the feeling it invoked. It was like a wave of hopelessness. We can deal with this later. Let's get back to it.
I was wondering how they were going to write in the fact that you're a member of the Dark Brotherhood if you did that DLC.
All right. You talked to the fort's servants and rummaged around in our pantry. What's the verdict? Did you find the missing servant? That's... Oh, that's horrible. Are you sure? No. Of course you're sure. No one would lie about something like that. I'll tell her brother what happened and send someone to tend to her body. Gods, what a day this has been.
That's what he said.
Alright, next up. I should do that side quest to find the captain's treasure. And then I can go and talk to the other counselor while I'm there. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. I have the note still. The note here somewhere. Furnishings, materials, quest items, pirate treasure message. Southwards from the spring. Old fortress awaits in the foundation waits for you. Dig by the base of the tree that stands in the northeasternmost corner. So it must be that. Inside or the outside? I'm gonna guess on the inside of the ruins. There's a Minotaur in here. Ah, there we are. And they're being attacked. More goblins. Sure. Good have. Knock him out of the way. Here's my sky shard.
Off with you, Swit!
Up top. Alright. How am I getting up there?
Let's ride!
Death hoppers.
I really don't like your odds.
The mercenary. A few moments later, and you would have found an empty cave. Your timing really is impeccable. We've already packed up my records, and we're about to head out. But what news of the other counselors? Did your warnings reach them in time? All three of them? That's disheartening news. Well, I'll take my records to Leowyn. Perhaps between the two of us, Counselor Leviticus and I can ascertain what past incident has returned to haunt us. Oh, just a lifetime of public service and bureaucracy. Mostly financial records, but also meeting notes, ledgers, those sorts of things. I oversaw budgets and finances, the collection of taxes, public works, and I kept immaculate records. That's good to hear. Emperor Leovic loved to hide things in coded documents. But what about Counselor Vendacia? Do we know if he's still safe in Gideon? Perfect. Remind him he's too old to play the hero, and I want to see him in Leywin Castle immediately, if not sooner. These Brigadines will make sure I get to the city safely. Me and my records, both. Godspeed, mercenary.
I don't know why, but I don't like being called a mercenary. I'm an adventurer. It's completely different. We got an alien well.
Mother Morrowind has her eye on you.
Oh, okay.
I was tired of walking anyway.
What's we got over here? Yeah, I suppose we can go and try to take it. I think it's a world boss. Why not? Yep, looks like I'm going to be waiting. There it is. Alright, while we're waiting. Stories, housing, nope. Achievements, leaderboards, you're not what I'm looking for. Where is my... It's for the Alliance War. Ah, there they are. Seals of Endeavor. Command store is currently unavailable. Please check again later. What? Under Groups and Activities Finder. Okay. Endeavors. It's not implemented? That's meant to be out now. Interesting. That's disappointing. I was hoping that the Endeavors were going to be released right at the same time as the chapter.
Something you need to discuss?
Do I unlock you? Companion level 7. You're currently almost 6. 12 and 20. Okay. I don't have any extra equipment right now. He just has the basic equipment. Okay. What else do I got close by that I can do in the meantime? Ooh, I can go get another Sky Shard. Bat? Like another Iliad. Yep, another well. So there's 3 of them all in one area. Yeah, another skill point. Sweet. It takes a long time once you put them on the wheel, and then you have to fill it with, put some gruel in it. I usually have to leave them overnight. I think the most time it's taken to train one is about was what, a day and a half, I think, the last time I did it. But the wheel stopped at one point because I didn't put enough gruel in it. You ever get our server info, by the way? Hey, world boss is up. Nice. Okay, I actually have to eat food for this. He does flame and stuff. Whole lot of AoE. Ah! Now what? Oh, you have ads. Bugger. Well, that's not ads, that's... Oh, there's two of them. I thought there was only one. Ah! You're awfully jumpy. Ah! You can die now. There we go, one down. He resummons his buddy once he's dead. Great. There we go. Nice. No problem. I can see about getting it to you later on tonight. Yeah, one other player show up to help out. Public dungeon. Another public dungeon up there. Delve. That. Don't need those yet. You're just above the fortress. Alright. Let's do the next step in the main story.
Off we go!
Yeah, it's so much more convenient just to hit the continue button once you've been on the server. Egg and Hamster Inn. Nice.
So if that's north, that means... Wait, that's not right. Oh, more was mercy. A little help, anyone? Are you from around here? Sorry, I'm not familiar with Gideon and... Wait, are you here because of my flyers? Thank Ruptka. Call me Yasara. I'm here on a thrilling, inspirational journey, and I could really use a sturdy companion. I'm an author. Aspiring, really. I've penned a few romance novels, but they all lack, what's the word? Authenticity, yes. So, I resolved to get out into the world and find my muse. Now, here's the exciting part. I found it in Castle Giaves.
Alright.
Yes. Well, not exactly. A tragic affair played out there years ago, and love-struck spirits still haunt the castle. I acquired a magic lantern that allows me to speak to the ghosts. But you know, ghosts. I need you to ward off the angrier spirits. Thank you for agreeing to accompany me. With your help, my next romance novel will be a masterpiece. Here, take the lantern. Now, fair warning, I've never actually used it, but I heard a ghostly woman wanders the city gardens. We can test it there. Yes. Well, I fancy myself one at any rate. My novels receive mixed reviews, but romance is a tough genre, you know? All those stuffy critics want is highbrow, elf in a parlor broods over losing his father's fortune type stuff. What a snooze. Because I'm a romantic, you silly. I mean, sure, I've never been in a really serious relationship, but let's be honest. Tales of people settling into stable marriages and living happy, fulfilling lives don't sell. People want passion, danger. Oh yes, maybe too much. Castle Giaves has a long, tragic history. You've read Karlovac Town Waste 2920 series, right? If not, you absolutely must. If I could write something half as satisfying, it would be a dream come true. Only the basics. My great-great-grandmother lived in Gideon for a time before immigrating back to Sentinel, and she brought back all kinds of stories. Some joyful, but most tragic. I just wish I could have met her before she passed to the far shores. Oh, you know, star-crossed lovers, murder, betrayal, that sort of thing. But like I said before, I'm done with those tired old cliches. I want facts. That's why we're going straight to the source. My great-great-grandmother may have embellished a bit. What storyteller doesn't? But every tale she told had some seed of truth to it. And after speaking to the people here in Gideon, I'm certain I'm onto something. You'll see. Just you wait. Well, I can tell you it's alien in origin. It's, you know, it's quite lovely, and it lets you talk to ghosts. Oh, that's easy. You just sort of jiggle it, or something. Look, I'm an impulse buyer, but I'm certain it will work. The orc I bought it from is a very reputable dealer. The ghost won't be able to resist its glow. You'll see.
That makes me nervous.
What's time of walking anyway?
Again? Look,
I've got just as much right to stand here as anyone else. If those scantily clad Debellites want me to leave, you tell them to come out here and say it to my face. You're not one of their sanctified bullies? That's a relief. Call me Ferric. I came to Gideon to clear my family's name, but the loose-robed fanatics in the Dibalacium want to run me off. Started with dirty looks. Now I'm getting threats. They think my Grana Cerise murdered their high priest decades ago. It's not true, and I mean to set the record straight. Might take a little snooping around, but the evidence is here. I know it. Want to lend a hand? Don't have much, but I can pay. Thanks for the help. Not easy for Gemains to make friends around here. The Dibellites use that manse in the center of town as their Dibalacium. Sort of a consecrated love nest. There's proof of Grana's innocence in Gideon, we'll find it there. Well, not exactly. For now, I can say I have good reason to think there's more to the story. I'll know more once we look around their makeshift Temple of Dibella, and I'll feel much better about doing that having you with me. Bravo. Took an awful long time, what with the Three Banners War and all. But I made it, and I'm not leaving till I settle this once and for all. Might have happened yesterday for all these people care. Nobody holds a grudge like an Imperial. If your name is Gemain, you're lower than dirt in their eyes. I just had a son a couple years back, and he's already catching it on the chin. He's 2. An apology? I'm not that naive. I'm a carpenter by trade. I'll settle for people not hiding my tools and splitting my sawhorses 6 times a month. It's about respect. To oblivion with the rest. Like I said, the victim was one of the Dibellites' high priests. A woman named Rolaine. This was 60 years ago, mind. But my grandfather tells me the locals worshiped the ground she walked on. Thought she was a prophet, or something near to it. Aye, my Grana Cerise was Rolaine's flower bearer. Followed her everywhere she went. When a heap of treasure went missing and Rolaine vanished, Grana was the prime suspect. No one could prove it, of course, since they never found her. Like wood smoke in a windstorm, and without breathing a word to my Grandpa Lier. Way Grandpa tells it, neither of them would so much as visit the Lou without telling the other where they were headed. But the locals wouldn't listen. These damned zealots rallied half the city, gathered up torches and shovels and ran him and my father out of town with nothing but the clothes on their backs. Even outside of Gideon, the rumors followed him. We haven't had a moment's peace since.
You made it! Alright, this is the place where people see the spirit. Go on and try out the lantern. So, here we are. The city gardens. Now, I guess it's time to rouse the spirits, eh? I'm ready. Are you ready? If you're not, we can wait a while. In fact, maybe we should come back tomorrow. Start fresh, you know? Nervous? Just look at me. I'm steady as a leaf. Steady as a rock, I mean. Even so, I prefer that you be the one to use the lantern. It's these damn Redguard taboos. Undead spirits and creatures will really put us off our appetite. Yes, absolutely. No one ever said writing the world's greatest romance novel would be easy. Goosebumps or no, I'm going to unravel this tale and put it to good use. Now then, let's get on with it before I lose my nerve. Perhaps they're near that overturned slab?
Who intrudes upon my grief? Gioves is lost. My son is lost. All that remains is sorrow.
Tava's feathers, I was right.
You can see me? It matters little. The miseries of Castle Gioves bind me here. Bind all of us here. We are cursed. Our gardens wither. Our once great walls crumble. And my gentle son feels nothing but heartache. I am Duchess Estella of Castle Gioves. As for the curse, it is the work of a vile trollop named Elizinda. Arcane scorn her soul. My darling boy,
Mathen was infatuated with her.
Here's my
And
girl.
how did she repay his affection? By murdering him in cold blood. I cannot bear to speak of it anymore. My poor Mathen. I sense his presence sometimes. He's bound to the place where he died. An old cottage northeast of Gioves. Place where he and Alicinda trysted.
What are you doing? It's a tail. Come on. In the way. There we go. There's my girl.
It worked! I told you it would work! Tall Papa's breeches, what a tale! A ghostly duchess, lusty young nobles, betrayal and murder. This story's got it all. Whew. Is it getting hot out here or is it just me?
Is it?
Yes, tied to a cottage nearby. I can almost picture it. Rustic, secluded, tossel quilts, embers smoldering on the hearth. Gives me the prickles. Almost makes you forget someone likely died there. Something she said does trouble me a bit. The Duchess said the lover's name was Alicinda. That was my great-great-grandmother's name. It can't be a coincidence, can it? She lived in Gideon for a time before moving back to Alakir. Do you think my ancestor murdered Mathen?
I'm not so sure about this Keshu.
I beg your pardon.
So, this is the Dibelosium. Just what I expected.
Okay.
Look at this place. These Dibellites fancy themselves free-spirited bards blown by the wind. They've got enough gold to make Zenithar blush. Doesn't matter. This is where we'll find our answers. I don't know yet. I just know we have to look. Take this. It's a rare bit of magic called a memory stone. Grana Cerise gave it to Grandpa Lier the night before she supposedly murdered Priestess Rolain and fled. Maybe it'll show us something. Then you'll remember they hold their owner's memories inside them. I only learned about the stone's power a year ago, when a mage passed through Bravil and took an interest. He said memory stones only awaken in the place where the memory occurred. Aye, that's the hope. I know we face long odds on this. Magic stones and lost memories sound like storybook nonsense, but it's really all I've got to go on. How about we start our search on the ground floor? Like I said, the victim was one of the Dibellites' high priests, a woman named Rolain. This was 60 years ago, mind, but my grandfather tells me the locals worshipped the ground she walked on. Thought she was a prophet, or something near to it. Aye, my Grana Cerise was Rolain's flower bearer. Followed her everywhere she went. When a heap of, like wood smoke in a wind, these damned zealots rallied half the city. As I understand it, good question. Grana Cerise didn't come from money. Grandpa Lier told me Priestess Rolain owned whole troves of baubles like this, though. Maybe it was hers. Of course, that begs the question. Why did Grana Cerise have Rolain's stone? Curious.
Where do I use it? Ground floor. Here.
Look! The stone flashed! Did you see it? Try to use it. Something's happening. Is that... It's a memory! Who is that? Laura's Mercy!
What is her name? The sun-blessed one with the...
Yeah, that's a bit of a bug. Nice.
By the 8, what was that? A murder? Someone recorded a murder in that stone? Why would anyone do that? Wait, way Grandpa Lier tells it. In the weeks before Rolain vanished, a handful of novitiates went missing. None of them were popular enough to raise an outcry. People said they must have just left, trying to get out from under Rolain's shadow. Grana Cerise helped all the novitiates. Cleaning linens, tending to flowers, arranging sheet music. She knew everyone. These people probably would have pinned the disappearances on her too. But the story took a dark turn after Rolain's murder. The Debellites decided it must have been a conspiracy. The missing novitiates were all in on the plot. Now we see the truth of it. Can't be sure, but whoever murdered those novitiates might have murdered Rolain too. We should keep investigating. Another flash. Try the stone now. Not another one. Preserve me. It's so real. It's our killer again. What's he doing? Gods, what is that? Magic? Did you see those gestures? Can you repeat them? Mara's Mercy! Skeletons! Are those the murdered novitiates? I think I might... Come on, Ferry. Keep it together.
Definitely not an adventurer. New souls, ideal master. Alas, I've exhausted my supply of the black soul gems. Acquire more gems. For bookkeeping purposes, acquired the following souls. 3 of the Noviates. Alright. Even now, rumors are not circulating through Gideon. Souls I acquired were dissatisfied with the lives and removed coins from simple dissension, but the ignorant citizens of Gideon will swallow it crazy. Harvest will continue at my word. So, followers of the Walking Flame. Right.
Find anything?
Should be able to examine that. Okay.
What have you got there? A letter? Here, let me have a look at it. Oh, and can I have my stone back? I think I've had my fill of grisly memories for now. Clara, Ariel, Edgard. Yes, these were the novitiates. This should bring their families some closure, at least. It wasn't enough that the murderer killed the novitiates. She had to steal their souls, too? How would someone even do that? Huh. I've heard of soul gems before, but not black soul gems. I thought mages just used them on rabbits and goblins and such. These black ones can suck up the souls of men and mer? May it preserve us. The ledger said the killer traded them, right? Never heard of them. But then again, honest carpenters like me don't do much business with soul-stealing wizards. It's all academic anyway. There's no way of knowing if the trade even took place. Unless that map you found contains a clue. I never told you how Priestess Rowlane died, did I? She left to visit Leowyn in her carriage, along with her flower-bearer Cerise, my grandmother. They never arrived. Maybe this map shows where they went. Let's see where it leads, eh? You're asking me? I figured you'd know. Whoever they are, I guess they like souls? The ledger said that the killer was bringing black soul gems to trade for a reward of some sort. Maybe they're part of the Waking Flame cult the killer mentioned? I wouldn't expect you to know about them. How many local cults are you familiar with? You seem so calm about all of this. So, these Waking Flame folks are still around? If our killer was one of them, that means they've been in Gideon for decades.
Be surprised how many cults I've dealt with. Right. Next. Hello again.
By the 8, I hope not. I can't imagine how horrifying it would be to die, but not die. To be trapped forever in one of those black soul gems. Just thinking about it makes me feel like I want to vomit. I'm so glad I have you to protect me. Grandpa said there'd been talk about how Grana Cerise and the other junior priestesses of Dibella were greedy. When news came that Priestess Rowlane had been murdered, none questioned they'd killed her. Instead, they burned Grandpa Lierre's home. I don't see how it could be anything else. Sadly, I imagine the angry people who burned down our home and chased Grandpa Lierre away are dead now, so they're beyond justice. Yet we can still clear my grandmother's name. We must, for Grandpa Lierre.
Nothing else immediate to do here in the town, except for the main storyline. Nice.
Deal with the criminal post-haste.
Your guards did their job, Counselor Vandacia. The prisoner is secure.
And what's this? More assassins? Explain yourself immediately.
Hey, it's a counselor that's still alive.
One attempt on my life today is more than enough. If you're another one of those Dark Brotherhood bastards, I assure you, you won't find either myself or Governor Keshu to be easy prey. Warn me? As always, Leviticus offers too little and too late. I received the letter, same as the other counselors. My personal guard took the threat seriously, and we captured the assassin in the act. But what of my esteemed colleagues? Are they safe? Dead? All three of them? This is unimaginable. Pharaoh Lupus's letter suggested the Longhouse Emperors left behind a secret that would prove to be a threat. But I thought he was just being melodramatic. Has Leviticus determined what this is about? 4 ambitions? Never heard of them. How could something I know nothing about make me a target of the Dark Brotherhood? It's got to be a mistake. You must question the prisoner. Get him to confess and reveal the truth of this sordid affair. Governor Keshu locked the prisoner in the holding cell in the courthouse basement. Question the villain, and find out why the Dark Brotherhood is trying to wipe out anyone who was part of the Imperial Elder Council. I'll head for Leowin afterward. I wish there was something I could tell you. The letter I received suggested that some old council business was the cause of all this. Why the Dark Brotherhood would be interested in such menial affairs, I'm not sure. I'm completely baffled. My personal guard is dedicated and well-trained. Not to mention lucky. I was nearing the courthouse when the assassins sprang from the shadows. My guards reacted instantly and overpowered the villain. We brought them here, and Keshu locked them away. Keshu the Black Fin. War hero, progressive Argonian, and governor of our fair city of Gideon. I serve as an advisor and bureaucrat. Nothing more. I have deep roots in Gideon, so I try to do my part to keep the wheels of government turning. As I said, I never heard the term. The Longhouse Emperors were enamored of secrets and code words, though. Perhaps I encountered it, but it was called something else. If you think it might be important, ask the assassin when you interrogate him. I'm not sure how relevant my ancient history is, but I was appointed to the Elder Council by Emperor Durkarach himself. I helped guide the Empire through most of the reign of the Longhouse Emperors. Sadly, my role in guiding the Empire often put me at odds with the Emperors. I was rarely privy to their secrets. I'm afraid I can't shed any light on that particular mystery.
Not overly useful.
Why is this the first I am hearing of a threat against the former members of the Elder Council? I should have been alerted to this the moment it came to light. The Chamber of Legates and the Ivory Brigade are usually quicker to share information. A prudent precaution. Leowin Castle can be better defended than anything we have here in Gideon. Still, without accurate intelligence, my Blackfin Legion is like the watchmen patrolling at night without a lantern. Enthusiastic, but ineffective. I only locked the prisoner in the cell a few moments ago. I was trying to get more details out of Counselor Vondacia when you entered the courthouse. Since you're working for Captain Rian, I will allow you to interrogate the prisoner. Not much. Vondacia and his guards brought him in. It was unusual, though. The man was calm, confident, completely at ease. Not a hint of worry or concern. Like the rabbit that knows it is faster than the wolf. I suggest you be careful with that one. I am Keshu, called the Blackfin. The people of Gideon elected me as their governor. It is my honor to serve them. Prior to this, I traveled the world as a mercenary and helped establish the Ebonheart Pact. I even fought in the war for a time. Not at all. I gave up my commission. I seek to build an advanced Saxleal society. A more inviting and vibrant culture that embraces our past glory while retaining our current outlook on the world. Gideon is the beginning of that experiment.
Nice. I actually like Gideon.
I learned the benefits of an integrated society during my travels. Gideon is open to anyone who wants to live in peace and contribute to my dream. All are welcome here. Someday, Gideon will serve as the gateway to Black Marsh. My dream is that Gideon will one day connect all of the isolated Argonian settlements with a larger world. A center of learning, diplomacy, and culture. We have a long way to go and many hurdles to overcome, but we will get there. Eventually. The Legion I commanded, both when I was a mercenary and when I fought for the Ebonheart Pact. When I retired, a contingent of my soldiers came with me. Now they protect Gideon from bandits, hostile Argonian tribes, and other threats. The cell door is open. What happened here?
Poured something on the lock. Hit me. And escaped.
Some sort of acid ate right through the lock. Look, there's more of it on the floor.
He ran that way, toward the old ruins.
He almost knocked me over. How rude.
He attacked this legionnaire and ran into the ruins of the old city.
More death hoppers. Right. And more books in wet areas. Makes complete sense.
In a big family, you have to know how to scrap.
You're persistent, I'll give you that. All right, let's chat. Well met, brother. If I had realized you were in the area, I would have suggested we meet for a meal at the Egg and Hammer. The chef makes a superb fungus omelette. I suppose you're chasing me because of the incident at the courthouse, hmm? Well,
Aren't you a fast reader? Look, if you're here about Councillor Van Dacia's accusations, you have to know they aren't true. From your time with the Brotherhood, you must remember that if we set out to kill someone, they wind up dead. Evidence. I told the Speaker those calling cards would get us into trouble. It's not like we signed them or anything. Anyone can dip their palm in black ink and make a handprint. Look, there have been no contracts. I'm here on different business. Good question. As soon as you figure it out, let me know. I definitely want to have a chat with them myself. Now, it's been lovely seeing you again, but I really do need to get back to my daring escape. If you learn anything, I'll be in touch. If you come to any conclusions, do let me know. Ta-ta.
I love some of the members of the Black Brotherhood. Just great characters. I'm gonna have to go back and do that DLC with one of my other characters at some point. Just to refresh my memory. What are you? Ah, alrighty. Some sort of lightning plant. While I'm out here, go grab that sky shard. Sigic portal. Nice.
All right, don't cry for mommy.
Yep, there it is.
Off we go!
This is the cottage the Duchess mentioned, I think. Not all that romantic, is it? Let's look around.
Alright.
Nothing but creaky floorboards and old weeds for me. I knew I should have brought my spectacles. What did you find? May I? Her anguish just jumps off the page, doesn't it? So, Mathen intended to marry someone else and Alazinda killed him in a fit of passion. Can you imagine loving someone so deeply that you end up murdering them? Gods, that's romantic. Sort of. It's a ring of Mara, the sort of ring used in a pledge of marriage. Mathen might have intended to give it to this mysterious fiancé or... I'll hang on to the ring. Let's use the lantern. Maybe Mathen can shed some light on this.
Who's there? Alazinda, my love. Is it you?
So this is Mathen? Gracious. Grandmother Alazinda clearly knew how to pick them.
This light, it offers some respite from my sorrows. You have my thanks. I am Mathen Galenus, heir to the Duchy of Gioves. What brings you to this place? This light, curse, is heartache not curse enough? My great love, Alazinda, poisoned me on the very night I meant to propose to her. Someone deceived her. Told her I meant to marry another. She killed me, yes. But it was an act of jealous grief, not witchcraft. I do not know. I've learned that certain objects hold a grip on the soul. Things we treasured in life. In my darkest moments, I sometimes feel drawn to the chapel where they laid my body to rest. I see harsh light glinting off my golden armor. Maybe these long, gray years make it difficult to think. Seek out the chapel. You will find it to the west, amidst the ruins of the castle. If my armor keeps me in this sorry state, I beg you to find it. Without love, there is nothing for me here. My lady, forgive my impertinence, but you are the very image of my lost love, Alazinda. How could this be?
Oh my goodness. I believe I'm her descendant, brave Sir Duke, Baron, whatever. My name's Ysara, by the way. What were we talking about again?
You share her spirit, Lady Ysara. At last, fate grants me a kindness.
We must help him. That poor soul. Sweet Mora's left tit! What was that all about? Sorry for the language. But, whew, right? Have you ever met a ghost that gorgeous? Gods, I'm sweating right through this blouse. We should head to the GFS chapel and look for Mathen's armor. Not yet. I've heard some nasty rumors about howling ghosts that wander the castle grounds, attacking anyone who draws near. So, we have that to look forward to. Maybe we'll find someone else worth talking to. Hard to say. Well, the lantern draws in spirits that yearn for connection. At least that's what the nice orc who sold it to me said. The ghosts that wander around GFS definitely aren't interested in talking. I don't think so. We're basically offering the stage to any spirit who has something to say. There's no telling who might answer. I'd say it's worked out well so far.
Carriage is down at the bottom. There it is.
Look, there in the water. Could that be it? See
Dead
what you can
person.
find. I'm afraid to ask, but I've got to. What did you find? Let me see. Yes! I've seen that seal too many times. See the flowers encircling the face? It's a symbol of Dibella. This is a High Priestess's signet ring. It can't be a coincidence. That skeleton is Priestess Rolain. We found her. So Priestess Rolain was transporting those? Why? Did Grana Cerise know about it? They left town together and vanished together. My grandmother's skeleton isn't here, so... By the Eight, could Priestess Rolain be the killer? Do you think... No, it couldn't have been Grana. She wasn't in Gideon when the novitiates were killed. The priestess had access to the treasury, had the ear of the people. It all makes sense, except how she died. We just... Wait. Look there. You should say hello, right? I'm right behind you.
The picture of bravery. So she got wounded when the carriage went off. Half the constables in Gideon. Uh-oh. Oh, that's sad.
That's Grana Cerise, isn't it? She's been here in this cave all this time. Sorry for keeping you waiting. I'm sure uncovering murderous cults and meeting your grandmother's ghost is run-of-the-mill fodder for you. But for me, this is a bit much to take. I guess there was something to those dreams after all. I know. I should have told you from the start, but I didn't want to scare you off thinking I was crazy or something. It started a month or so ago. A ghostly young woman rouses me from my bed every night and stares at me. Like she wants something. I know it is. She just stared us both in the face and guided us to her remains, right? But what now? She put an end to Rolain's plot, but no one will believe me. The Germains will keep getting stepped on. They'll say I faked the whole thing. That might actually work. Keshu the Black Fin and her Argonians couldn't give two croaks about Dibella and her flock. Keshu's war mage, fire from nowhere, knows local history. He might just listen. Grana Cerise gave us the proof. Let's use it.
Yeah. I'm figuring the cult is still around.
sign? Good. Carry on. Son's greetings, Biko. Your friend's eyes seem gray with worry. What troubles you both? Rolaine. Ah, yes, the prophet woman these smooth skins mourn. She's been dead for a very long time, but still they cry. It is very strange. But that is the Imperial way, I guess. What did you discover? Something to quiet their hearts, I hope. Well then, that is not what I expected you to say. If this is true, there will be a great wailing in the Dibalacium. Disbelief also. They curse the woman Cerise Germain, and all who hatch from her clutch. Your proof must be hard as stone. I can tell you speak the truth. In the name of Keshu, I claim the Breton Ferric Germain as my charge. I place my hand upon the Hist and swear no harm will befall him here, and the truth of this will come to light no matter how grim.
Thank the Eight for fire from nowhere, and for you. I never could have accomplished this without your help. I can't believe it's over. These zealots will finally know the truth. I guess I'll stay in Gideon until we put this matter to rest for good. I want to see these people's faces when they come to terms with what really happened. Then, it's back to Bravo in my woodshop. Sooner the better. Thanks, hero, for everything.
I have a feeling he might come to a bad end.
If I didn't trust Keshu and her Argonians to protect me, I'd flee right now. I'm sure there are plenty of people in Gideon who will want me dead for what I know. But I'm staying. Grana Cerise was a hero, and I won't let her down. Relieved? Honestly, I started all this to get the people of Cyrodiil off my family's back, and to get a full night's sleep. Not exactly selfish, but not a righteous crusade either, you know? But now that I know what Grana went through... Aye, and sadder. But we sorted it right. Spirits at rest, remains recovered, souls returned. I hope. This is as happy an ending as we could hope for, given the circumstances. Just makes me damn glad I'm a carpenter and not a full-time adventurer.
Well, adventuring's not that bad. Make lots of money, if you survive. Clean up this quest and the next step of the main quest, and I think I'll call it a night after that. Nope. Back.
Well, here we are, and not a scrap of golden armor in sight. Let's have a look around. What's that you've got there? Not a golden... A magical incantation. The handwriting is different from Alizinda's journal. That means she can't be responsible for the curse. I knew my ancestor wasn't a sorceress. A murderer? Maybe, but not a sorceress. Of course, this all begs the question. Yes, and more importantly, why? The person who cast the spell clearly had an axe to grind. Maybe it was a court wizard or some jilted witch. My novel's less romance and mystery at this point. Let's use the lantern again. Maybe the culprit's here.
What are you doing here? Why aren't you caring for my boy? Did you find my dear Mathin? Can't I trust you to locate a simple cottage? How is that possible? It had to be Alizinda. When Mathin died, the Duchy's light died with him. That Redguard wench cast us into darkness. If I could just have brought him back, I could have...
That's not so good.
Yes, Harkay, forgive me. I wept over his body in this very chapel for 3 days without sleep or nourishment. My grief was ocean deep. He was my only boy. So I cast a simple spell. I tried to draw him back with promises of glory. I failed. I cast the spell over his armor and sword, but it went awry. I wrote everything down. You can find my notes in my private study beneath the eastern wall. If you find his helm, breastplate, and shield too, you might be able to set things right.
Necromancy? How could she?
You! Oh, I see you well enough, Redguard. You think I don't notice the family resemblance? You stay away from my boy!
Tava's
Alrighty.
feathers. Bit touchy, isn't she? Let's make our way to this private study. Carefully. His own mother toying with dark magic in this very room. What a plot twist. You found Duchess Estella's notes that quickly? Thank Rooped Guy can rely on your eyes. Can barely see a thing in this place. What do they say? Really? Oh, I think I spotted some on the way across the castle grounds. I knew that herbalism workshop would come in handy someday. If we do manage to find the armor, be careful pulling it out of the tangle. Heartsbane's quite deadly. I saw a clump of Heartsbane on the way here. Come on! This way, I think. There! That's Heartsbane! You found his helm? We're off to a great start. Unless... Come here a moment. Sorry. I feel like we've assembled most of the clues to this mystery, but well, Duchess Estella got them into the situation, right? She cast the ugly spell that cursed poor Mathin, and now we're gathering up the items she used to make this mistake in the first place? It can't be that simple. What are we missing? Maybe not. She wasn't a professional necromancer. Maybe she missed something too. Remember what Mathin told us? Certain objects take hold of the soul. If that's the case, isn't it odd that we found him in the cottage instead of the chapel? Only one way to find out. Let's use the lantern again. I'm still carrying the ring. If he followed us here, maybe we're onto something.
Lady Ysara, I had not expected to see you again. Why do you summon me? Where are we? It's been so long since I walked the grounds of the castle. I scarcely recognize it. Whatever the place, it is good to speak to someone again. Spell? Some ill-conceived plot to resurrect me, I presume. Mother never could suppress her passion for the occult. Now we both pay the price. But even so, I feel something else now. Some other force that nags at my soul. Something fairer. My Ring of Mara? I had not thought to see it again. I see it clearly now, though. At rest near the heart of the fair Lady Ysara. The course is clear, friend. Gather my armor and rid me of the curse. Lady Ysara, you bear not only Alizinda's ring, but her spirit as well. Had I a heart, it would pound like a drum at the sight of you.
Thank you, Mathin. I'm sorry for what happened to you. My friend and I will fix it, I promise.
Having you beside me is all I need. Come, let me sweep you away. Find my armor and break the curse. Your friend will be safe with me in the meantime.
Okay then.
Oh my! What just happened? Mathin, what did you do?
Where am I using the lantern this time? Oh, there it is.
You summon me again? Did you find... Where is your lecherous friend? Just like her ancestor, ensnaring her betters, meddling in family affairs. Huh. Mathin should be thanking me for sparing him the pain. Mathin truly meant to marry Alizinda. A woman with no pedigree, no means, and no great talent. She was a no-one. I couldn't bear the idea of him throwing his future, and that of our duchy, away over some childish romance. So I spread a rumor. I only meant to split them apart. It was for his own good. Oh, typical of low-bred paupers, she overreacted. Mathin died by her hand, not mine. None of this matters. What matters is breaking the curse. It is in the mausoleum, beneath the Great Bridge, guarded by Calvis Vannon, 1st Duke of Geoves. Retrieve the sword and bring everything you found to Tavia's tower. If all goes as it should, we can reverse the spell, and set both of us free. I don't want that woman lingering near my son any more than you do. Find the sword, and bring it to the tower.
Alright, I think I'll wait on the last step for next time. So I'll be back Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And thanks for stopping in tonight. I'll also pick up with the main storyline once I get back on too. So, if you're free on Tuesday, we'll see you then. Have a good start to the week.